Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing our first ever 18-hole course vlog at Freshwater Bay Golf Club. Big shout out to my wife for letting me escape on our family holiday to go and play the full 18 at this beautiful par 68 off the Yellows course. It was stunning. Their slogan is that you can see the sea from every tee, and it did not disappoint. Just look at these views. It was incredible. I'm playing off 16 today, so this should be quite a challenge. It is a links golf course, and I very rarely play links golf course. I think I've played about 4 in my entire life, so this is going to be a bit of a tester. I've also never broken 90 at a course that I haven't played multiple times, so this is going to be a real tester to see if we can play to our handicap of 16. We start off here on the first. It's a par 3, 134 yards. We hit 9-iron and it was a great connection. I was very, very happy, but unfortunately it landed 3 yards short, hit the false front of the green and bounced short right. It's unfortunate, but these things happen. Let's see if we can get this up and down for a par. Now, being a 16 handicapper, we are visualizing our golf slightly different than the pros on TV. Bogeys are fantastic. They are good. They are our friends. Doubles and above, that's what we're trying to avoid. They rack up the score too quickly. If we make par, we are very happy. If we make birdie, we are celebrating because they don't come around all that often. So it's more about my ethos is keep scores off the doors rather than trying to recover shots by making birdies, because that is just not the way. It's far easier to just make a bogey than a double bogey than it is to go and make a double bogey and then a birdie on the next hole. So that is what we're trying to do. Now, we're on the second. It's a par 4. It's 382 yards. I've had a bit of an issue with driver at the start of rounds recently. I keep on hooking it left. I think it's just I'm a little bit, well, rusty. I'm not warmed up properly, and we have to try and sort that quickly, as there's not much margin for error on this course. The fairways are very off camber, very slopey, very hard, and the ball will run into the abyss. Let's call it. It will run into the abyss if we're not careful. So we made a bogey on the first hole. We did end up going through the back with our 60 degree, and we tee putted for that bogey, which is absolutely fine. Now we've got a chance to make up for it with par here, as we did recover well from the rough with our 8-iron. We then got it relatively close with the 60 degree, and we managed to drain the putt for a wonderful, wonderful par. That is great news for us, great for the program, and keeps us at just 1 over. We move on to 161 yard down the hill, par 3. I knew, if you look at it right to left, the slope is very right to left, so I wanted to go right, hit my pitching wedge, and I thought, oh no, I have hit this way too far to the right. You can see I'm calling 4 here, but my first assessment was actually pretty good. I spent a long time looking for the ball over on the right, couldn't find it anywhere, and then when I walked up to the green, there it is, just sitting on the fringe. So very, very happy with that. We've got a good chance of getting up and down to make another par here. So let's see how we roll this putt. If you're currently following the series that we're running on the channel, which is the Road to Single Digit Handicaps in 150 days, so to get there before 2023 starts, then you'll know that I've spent a long time on putting. Unfortunately, this isn't the best display of putting. I left one short and beneath the hole, the unprofessional miss, and then I make the professional miss above the hole to compensate it. And we can't really call it a free putt because we were on the fringe, so it is a 2-putt, but it is a missed opportunity there to get a par. But as we said, we're not disappointed with bogeys. Right, we move on to the fourth. It is a par 4 up the hill, 312 yards. We're taking driver here, and we managed to get the driver going, which is very, very nice. We hit this only 187 yards. It literally stopped dead as soon as it hit the floor. I think it was kind of just in the rough. It wasn't on the fairway, but let's just take a second to look at these views. It is absolutely beautiful. You can see pretty much the whole of the Isle of Wight from the top of this golf course, so I would highly recommend you go check it out if you're ever on holiday or if you're a local there. So next up, we've got an 8-iron, and I knew that the miss was definitely not left because it does go out of bounds down the left. and everything slopes to the left as well. So I wanted to go right. We did pull it. We were a little bit fortunate here though, as we didn't end up disappearing into the field that was next to the hole. We hit our 60-degree or lob wedge up onto the green from about 50 yards, and we do roll quite aggressively through to the back of the green, but it is on the green. So let's see if we can get this down in 2 to just save ourselves a bogey. At first I thought we were going to do even better than that and make a par, but we've rolled substantially on. Come on, Tom, drain this one. And unfortunately, we get our first big score on the scorecard for the day with a double bogey. Not particularly pretty, but that 8-iron really did put me in a bad situation. Right, next up we got a par 3. It's an up the hill 167 yard par 3, and I am using 6-iron here. And I was absolutely ecstatic with this strike. I've had a lot of issues with my long irons recently. I've started committing to shots more to try and combat this, and it worked out perfectly because it just hit the false front. Instead of bouncing away this time, it actually took all of the pace off the ball, and the ball just trickles onto the green to go pin high for this front pin position. Can we make birdie? Come on, let's get a No. But as we said, we're happy with pars. It's a little bit of a missed opportunity, but yeah, we're happy with a 2-putt, and we can move swiftly on to the next, which is hole number 6 at 4 over. Hole number 6 is a 384 yard par 4. Again, you can see everything on the left is out of bounds, and the fairway is sloping right to left. Basically, we're going out from the golf club at the moment, or the clubhouse. It is the there and back kind of golf course, so we are working our way up this left hand side at the moment. So very similar holes for the next couple. Just don't want to hit it left. Don't think about that hook that we had on the first with driver, and we actually played the perfect shot. But just showing you how much roll there was, it landed far right on the fairway, and it came all the way down just to the rough on the left hand side. We hit 7-iron. I didn't connect with it well. It only went 120 yards when we needed it to go more like 160. So we come up short. We've got a 40-yard chip onto the green here with our lob wedge, and we actually get it very close. I was very happy just getting it on the green. Giving ourselves a putt at par is a big deal here, especially after that poor 7-iron. And we do manage to drain it for another par. All those hours that we're spending on the putting green is starting to come good. I did get to play one other round this week. It was with some friends from home. We played a 2v2 scramble. We had two 4-balls, and we switched it up halfway round. It was a good laugh, and I really enjoyed it, but I didn't record any of it, so you won't be seeing any of that. Anyway, we move on to the next hole, which is a long par 4, 411 yards. We hit driver, which goes a good 247 yards. We again take 7-iron. We hit this one slightly better, but again, it comes up short. Only goes 147 yards, and we've got 30 yards to make it to the pin. So we hit our lob wedge up over onto the green. It's difficult to get it to stop when it's above you, because obviously it's not going to have time to drop and hit or basically land as softly. So the ball is quite frequently going to roll past the pin, but better to be up there than fall short. Anyway, this is what we don't want to see. This is not what we want to see here. We don't want to be seeing 3 putts, and once again, we are making a big score here. It is a double bogey. So through 7 holes, we are now 6 over, and we go onto the 8th, which is an even longer par 4. Again, everything is out of bounds down to the left. We need to keep it right because it will funnel there. Anyway, we hit driver. It goes pretty all right. 211 yards this drive, which left us about 220 in. And there was a comment that I saw on the Absolute Bandits channel that I'm a part of the other day that says you need to start attacking greens. I wish I hadn't listened to them, because I pull out 5-wood thinking it was a good idea, and I'm just not accurate enough with 5-wood. Despite it being a nice strike, it was about 10 yards right of the green, and it took the mother of all kicks down to the right. It ended up a good 60 yards from the pin, and we got to go up over this tee box as well. So we take our lob wedge, we full swing at it, just hoping to get up and over. We do manage to do that, but we have got a long way out the back. So here we go, lob wedge again. We managed to hit it pretty well here for our 4th shot. I was celebrating early, thinking that I had made it, but we come up just slightly short. and we do manage to make the bogey putt. So a good recovery there. We like to see that as we move on to the 9th. We are just 7 over as this short par 4, 328 yarder. And yeah, we hit driver, and I pull it a little bit. I won't lie, it comes out very left. Asking it to come round, never gonna happen. End up on the fairway to the left. There was no one else out there. It was kind of late in the evening. The sun was going down, so I was rushing to get round as quick as possible. You can see here we've got pitching wedge. We're still only 110 away because it is a short par 4, and we hit that pretty well, but again, pull it slightly left. It seems to be my miss at the moment, going left, and we end up. So the ball is on what is quite clearly a track. And I did have a look at the scorecard, and the local rule for if you land on the car tracks, you are allowed to take relief for free. So we're hitting our 3rd shot down, and you can see just there the ball rolling onto the green, and very, very nicely done. Can we make par? Unfortunately, we pull that one as well, and we are going to finish the front 9, 8 over par going into the 10th. Now, just a quick note before we get into this 306-yard par 4, guys. This video took an extremely long time to edit, so if you could just show some appreciation and that you'd like to see more videos like this by smashing the like button, you know, subscribing, turning on the notification bell, that would be absolutely fantastic. Also, if there's anything you want me to add that would make this better for your viewing experience, then let me know down in the comments section. Now, you can see here that we are on this par 4. We do a nice lob wedge shot after a great drive onto the green, and we 2-putt to make a par. Now, somehow I got confused, and on the MyEG Handicap app, I actually ended up putting my score down as a bogey. So I added a full stroke to my round for absolutely no reason. Can't count. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, we finished that one off tidily, and I wasn't even sure that I would be able to upload the back 9. When I was out there, I was like, this ain't gonna be usable, because we were on our way back to the clubhouse, and as you can see, all the holes are going to be playing straight into the sun, so I thought the footage would be too overexposed and I'd have to just scrap it basically, but it looks all right. So very good, GoPro. We love the work you're doing for us. Lovely and mobile, just a great way to get around the golf course and record everything. Now, we did end up hitting a very, very poor tee shot to the right here, but we do find it on the other fairway. A little note, I actually ended up, for the first 4 holes of the back 9, I took a provisional shot on every single one because I could not see where the ball went at all. It was directly into the sun, and I couldn't, well, I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to find them because I had no idea where the ball went. I was lucky enough on the first 3 of them to actually find the original drive, so we were just able to play as if we hadn't taken those provisional shots at all, so I didn't bother including them in the footage. And you can see here we're scoring relatively well. We're still only 8 over on hole 11, and you can see here that we managed to drain this rather long putt for a par. Was very, very happy about that. Good little celebration. The putt rolls its way into the hole. Here's another one that we had to take a provisional on. This is hole number 12. And fortunately for me, we found the ball. It went about 245 yards straight down the middle of the fairway. Very, very happy. This, however, not so good. Complete shank. 9-iron, straight off into the thick stuff. About 100 yards left in. And yeah, here we go. Can we get our 50 degree to get all the way there? I was actually kind of aware that this would end up coming up short. It didn't have the legs, but my pitching wedge goes like an extra 30 yards past where my 50 degree will go. And as you can see, there's just nothing off the back of this. The ball would be gone. It would be dead if it went too long. So I thought better off taking the 50 and giving myself a chance. And as you can see, we go and get ourselves up and down for another par on hole 12. Still only 8 over through the first 3 holes of the back 9, but unfortunately I don't know what happened. I don't know why I thought taking 5-iron here was the play instead of taking driver, which I've been hitting so well. And you can see it's gone very right. We are unfortunately going to be taking the provisional here. And what sort of psychopath actually takes out the driver for the provisional where he'd taken an iron to potentially be safe. That's how much more comfortable with the driver I feel than with any of my irons at this moment. So yeah, we found the drive. The 5-iron we never found. It was much more spinny right, and I think that ended up going into the field. We only just held on with driver here. We take a sand wedge which comes up short, and we are in big trouble because look at this. We're already on our 5th shot. We don't make it up the false front of this green with our chip, which is the first time that hasn't happened from a chip sort of that range all round. We do manage to clunk this one up onto the green, and I was actually pleasantly surprised because it was quite close to the hole. Can we save a triple? Yes, that's right, guys. Saving a triple bogey. Fortunately for us, the putter is hot right now, and we managed to save ourselves the embarrassment of a quad. Yeah, the embarrassment of a quad. Anyway, moving on to the 14th hole here. You can see it is the signature hole at Freshwater Bay. A downhill par 3, 167 yards, and you can see all the way out into the distance. I take a 9-iron, and it looks like I've hooked it very far left, but actually it wasn't too bad. I think it's just the angle of the camera that makes it look worse, and everything bounced down to the right anyway. Unfortunately, I did get caught up on a little shelf that was down there, so I'm going to have to chip down onto the green from here. That man and his son let me play through. In fact, we played down to this hole together, and I don't want to say it's the meme of having them let me play through that made me score particularly badly on this hole, but yeah, it was just a bit of a nightmare. That putt was dreadful. You can see there's a little green ball there. The lad thought that it was actually his, so after pushing it way past the hole, pushing it short, I then try and, you know, not stand on his line to finish up so I can move on and leave them to play, and we do put it away, but it actually turned out to be the closest to the pin ball. So yeah, I don't want to blame them for my bad play, because realistically I had just made a triple on the hole before as well, and now I'm still playing badly. I think it was just that I'd been out for about 4 hours at this point. I had one bottle of water which I had finished, and it was like 35 degrees, and I was walking up and down hills with a golf bag on the whole time, which obviously is going to be quite tiring. So we're on this, well, it's another par 3. We scuff our 7-iron off the tee, not very good. We then pull the sand wedge horrendously left, which puts us right at the top of this green, and we have to come down 2 shelves. I push it right with the putter, but we somehow come round a little bit to the left for us there, leaving us a chance to make the bogey. Unfortunately, we put it past, and we have to walk off with another double, and that means that we have added 7 strokes to the scorecard in 3 holes after making it through, I think it's about 12 as a +8. So that is just poor. That is the sort of thing that really needs to be avoided if we want to get down to single-digit handicap. And you can see here that we finally get back to it. The sun is just coming down. It's right at the end of the day here. It's cooled down a little bit as well. We hit that 7-iron up onto the bank on the left, knowing that it's going to kick aggressively right. We then take our sand wedge, which goes just slightly through the back of the green. It's all looking pretty good. Let's try and get up and down from not too challenging a position. And then I play the weakest little chip shot you've ever seen. So do I make the putt to save myself? No, unfortunately I don't. The percentages were not in my favour after that poor chip, and we walk away with a bogey on that one, which should have been quite an easy par, I won't lie. Anyway, we move on to the 17th. It's another par 3, 142 yards up the hill. I think we were playing a little bit up on the block today because I took pitching wedge, which wouldn't usually get there at 142 yards. We do just about manage to hang on to the front of the green. We hit the false front and just like literally stop dead. So we take a putt at it, and we're happy to walk away with a bogey after a run of very, very high scoring holes. And we move on to the final hole, which is a 413 yard par 4. I do question why I took 5-iron here. I think I was just trying to get home in one piece, trying not to put too many more strokes on the scorecard for no reason, potentially, you know, bombing driver out of play or something like that. But in hindsight, I wish I had, because it just didn't go very far. It went like 174 yards, leaving me like 250. So we tried to lay up with an 8-iron here, which I pulled left. Doesn't put me in the best position, but we still have an opportunity here. We're about 70, 80 yards away from the pin. We play the 60 degree, which comes up short. Can you believe it? For our 3rd shot, I thought it was good, but it was not. We need to get this ball to just get down the slope, because there is just a slight shelf right next to the flag there. So percentage-wise, if we get it past the flag and down, we have a good chance of making the putt. So can we make the bogey? Unfortunately, we leave it right in the jaws. So we walk away at the end of the round 18 over, guys. It's not too bad. I think that is an end score of 76, which I was relatively happy with. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know down in the comment section. Also like and yeah, subscribe. And thank you very much for watching. You guys are amazing. Hope you're enjoying the content, and I will see you soon.